What's up, everybody? I am Isaac Ocean, the host of Big Mistakes in Real Estate, and we are coming into you with today's episode about burnout. This just happened to me, and I'm going to be talking about getting burned out, what I did, and how I got over it, because I am back right after this.
Everyone makes mistakes, but these mistakes can cost you thousands in commission. Are you a real estate agent? Then listen up and learn from the Big Mistakes in Real Estate podcast with your host, Isaac Ocean.
What's up, everybody? I am the host of the show, Isaac Ocean. And do you see that little like and subscribe button down there? We're going for 7 likes on the video about me almost quitting real estate because I got burned out, just straight up. I don't even have anything pretty to say about it. I almost completely just walked away. I almost walked away from this podcast. I almost walked away from real estate. And for those of you who don't know a lot about my backstory, I'm an actor and I want to create. And I love real estate because it allows me to do things like have a home studio here and have nice cameras and almost do acting on here, but it's not quite the same. Well, I've been working with my buddy and we're putting a show together and it's going really great. And man, I'm telling you, this is what I was born to do. It feels that way. Feels like I was born to act. And I know this is completely off the subject, but let me tell you guys, you will get here too. You will. I don't know any real estate agent that hasn't gone in the burnout syndrome. And I am there. I am there right now. I've worked like 65, 70-hour weeks for like a year and a half. And I almost was like, I am either going to go on vacation and come back from this and it's going to be awesome, or I'm going to go on vacation, come back from this, and I'm done. But I'm here because I understand what I went through and I don't have to have an emotional reaction like a child to throw a tantrum to get away from my little career that's actually pretty damn good. Actually, it's really, really good. And I'm very happy with where my career is and where I'm going with the show. I'm reaching out to other creators on YouTube. You guys are responding. Everything is going really, really well because I put in a crap ton of hours to get where I'm at. And that's my point. That's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about getting burned out and still not quitting, because that's what I'm doing. And I'm not fully back. You guys can probably hear the enthusiasm in my voice is a little bit less. And that's okay, because we're men and we're women. We're not kids. And you got to man up. You got to woman up. You know, in this industry, sometimes you got to take a lot of hits and keep going, getting back up. I think Rocky Balboa, in that script, said it's not if you can get hit or how many times you can get hit. It's how many times you can get hit and get back up. So that's kind of where my philosophy is. When I just got burned down on real estate, I turned my cell phone, lost my cell phone, but my cell phone was gone for the whole weekend. I had to depower down from all electronic things. I even missed my show, which I have never missed, yesterday for the first time. Knowingly. I didn't miss it by mistake. I did it on purpose because I wasn't here. I didn't work on the show this weekend. I spent time with my family. I spent time with myself, which was even more important than my family because everybody's taken a little piece of me everywhere I go. If I walk into the office, somebody takes a piece of me. I walk into a listing presentation, there's a piece of me. I walked into my gas station to go get my coffee, I get a little piece of me. I go home and there's a little piece of me. I go for a walk, there's always a piece of me. I barely have any time in my personal life to just be me, to just really enjoy why I work so hard. And that's the question I'm going to pose to you right now. Why do you work so hard? Do you work hard just so you can work more? Or do you work hard so that you can do the things in life that matter to you? I don't know where you're at in your life, and this might seem like a rambling podcast. This podcast is honestly more for me than it is for any of you. It's almost like therapy. So one thing I learned this weekend was stuff really is not that important. I have a ton of stuff in life. But the one thing, because we put the Amazon down. We put the Amazon shopping on our phones down and actually went and had experiences as opposed to just buying things. So this weekend I went kayaking on Saturday and took my lovely woman, and we had the time of our lives. We almost died going over the intercoastal, but the waves hitting you as you're going towards the ocean, man, there's nothing like it. Boats are going by, and not slowly. It was terrifying, and it was so much fun. It's what I needed. My normal day-to-day real estate podcast life just isn't really that cool. It's not something that my 8-year-old son or my 8-year-old self would have been like, dude, you're going to be a real estate agent? That's so exciting. Like, it's not one of those careers. And the things that happen inside of real estate aren't really that exciting. And this is just real talk, because this is what I'm trying to get into, is that it's not the most exciting career. And it's honestly not that fun. It can be very time consuming. But you know what is good? And let's all be real here. Money. The money is awesome. When you get a $5,000 check in your name, I swear to God, that is the moment I've got addicted to real estate. And I find it almost impossible to leave just because the money is so good. That's not the problem. It's what I do with the money and how much time I commit to real estate. And at the beginning of this, when I first started coming out with episodes, I had a really great balance in my life, and I lost a little bit of that. And I had mentioned this in that show, that your balance in your life is going to be so important. It is so important to have the balance that in your life from your professional and your personal. That's why they're two different words, because they're two different things apparently. And I was trying to just be like, hitting them together, making them work somehow, but it doesn't. It just doesn't work. So you can buy all of the stuff. You can get these $5,000 checks. And this is my learning lesson. This was my big mistake in real estate that almost cost me my career, because I almost walked away. For real. And I'm in a position where I can. And being in a position of power means you need to make right decisions. Or being in a position of power, making a wrong decision can break a lot of things. So here I am buying a bunch of random crap is what I want to call it. Because like this stuff isn't stuff that I needed to live. It's not a home. It's not a car. It's not food. Pretty much all you need to live. So if I'm buying any of this stuff, it's all just stuff. It's all crap or whatever. And I kept on buying more stuff. I need this for this, and I need this for this, and this, whatever. What I'm trying to get out here is my kayaking experience. Because it wasn't until my paddle hit the water, boats were coming towards us. I was in the middle of the intercoastal. And for those of you who don't know what the intracoastal, if you really want to get technical, is what it's called. But I live here in Palm Beach County, and it's the waterway that is built between mainland Florida, and then there's a huge bridge that's probably like 400 yards long, like 4 football fields. So a huge bridge, and then you're over on Palm Beach Island. And then right after the island, like another 400 yards, and you're in the ocean. So we're in the middle of the intercoastal, like middle of the water. We have our life vests on. There are boats going like 45 miles per hour, creating all this wake. And she and I hadn't been on a boat in forever, and we're like freaking out and all this stuff. And there was no thoughts of real estate. There was no thoughts of the podcast. There were no thoughts of what I'm going to buy next on Amazon. There was just life. Like literally in the middle of the water in a beautiful sunny day with these waves and these boats coming by us. And all I could think of was just how awesome it was. And if you are the type of person that is getting burnt out, and it's strange because, man, I'm telling you guys, I didn't even feel it. I didn't feel like I was getting burned out. I thought I was just going. This is part of life. Pull up your britches. This is what I do. I'm working hard. I have a goal. This is what I'm going to sacrifice anything to get there. And it's just not worth it. It's just not worth it to sacrifice kayaking in the intercoastal. Because what I want to go over is that it wasn't something like a thing that I bought on Amazon. I bought an experience. So then after that, to continue with the experiences, our 8-year-old went away for a week with his father up in Pennsylvania. So we very rarely get a weekend for her and I to really enjoy each other. And so that's what I made an effort to do this past weekend. And so after we went kayaking, I took her on another date. And all of these were surprises, by the way, which was awesome that I got to do this for my woman. And so the next date we went to was an axe throwing bar. So the first one was at 11 o'clock. The axe throwing bar was at 2:30. So we went to this axe throwing bar, and I got to get a couple reasons why we shouldn't argue. She was a little too accurate with the axes. But it was really cool, man. Like, I got to go kayak in the Intercoastal. I got to throw axes. And then I don't know if a bunch of you are stand-up comedy fans, but we went to go see Jim Brewer down at the Improv in City Place in West Palm Beach, Florida. And man, he was awesome. He killed it. I realized that this is a real estate podcast and I'm talking about stand-up comedians, because that's the point. If you made it this far into this video, there is probably a reason. Either you're just too lazy to pull out and change the track and hit next, which, I feel you on that. I also do that same thing. Or you get what I'm talking about. Life is really hard to balance. And in real estate, everybody just takes and takes and takes from you. It's hard to have any downtime. It's hard to manage your own schedule and take your life back. I didn't just take my life back, I ripped my life back. I didn't answer phone calls for anybody. I completely disappeared. And I wouldn't care if it cost me a $5,000 commission. I wouldn't care if it cost me a $25,000 commission, because both of those things are replaceable. My career is what it really would have cost me if I didn't walk away, because I was just getting burnt out. I just want to do other things. And I forgot that in real estate, you can. And it's my fault, ultimately, that I'm even in this situation. And I take a look at that. I look inside of myself to figure out what went wrong. And honestly, I went wrong. I kept on letting everybody in real estate take a little bit more, 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 until there's barely anything of me left. Now, I need to just put a stop to that. And I'm going to do something kind of insane. I am done working Saturdays and Sundays with real estate. Done. No phone calls, no open houses, no showings, no nothing. Those 2 days are mine, and if you can't fit inside of my schedule, I'm the wrong real estate agent for you. Because although I did make a big mistake in real estate and got burnt out because I didn't see all of the little warning signs, getting agitated real quick, or little stuff would set me off, and not paying attention to just my own time and my own family. And even when I'm laying in bed with my woman or reading a book with my kid, the next day I'm thinking about, okay, when I wake up, I need to call Bob because Bob needs to have blah, 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 blah. I'm not even enjoying the moment with my son. Seriously, what's wrong with me? Like, I'm never going to have those nights back. But I'm done. I'm not done with real estate. I'm done being burnout. I'm done letting other people control my life. And I am ready to take all of that stuff back. And this is going to be a super short episode. And honestly, all of my guest interviews that I had set up, I blew them all off too. So kind of crappy of me, but honestly, I'm still here in real estate and I'm happy about that. Got to be a little selfish sometimes, especially when it's your own life. You don't have to make everybody else happy. Make yourself happy. And I know this was a little rah-rah even for me, but this is really what I'm going for. Just what I'm going through. I'm going through real life, and this is a real life situation where I almost walked away from real estate, but I didn't. I stopped. I took my weekend. I said, screw it all. I don't care how much money it costs me. I said, screw it all. I'm going to take my weekends back, and that's it. And that's what I'm going to do. And, on top of everything else, so after our kayaking on Saturday, guess what we just bought? 2 new kayaks, 1 tandem and 1 single, so that all of us as a family, all 3 of us, can go out and explore the waters in Florida every single weekend. Because do you know why I want those big $5,000 checks? so I can spend time with the people I love, because that, my friends, is what important. So what's on the next episode of Big Mistakes in Real Estate? That's a good question, because I don't know. Again, I came in here completely unplanned. There's no script for this episode. This is just me talking to you guys. So I hope that you did take something away from this. My apologies for the episode being late. That will not happen again. I promise you that much. I got a couple things in place to make my life a little bit more simpler and a little bit more focused. I love you guys. Don't get burnt out. I hope if this message found you in a great place, because whatever position you're in, you don't have to stay there, but you dang well better work your way out, because that's what you got to do. And that part of life sucks, because we're not kids anymore. We're men and we're women. I'll see you Monday at 4 p.m.